everybody, welcome back. I'm Nick White, and today we're going to be creating a fun 3D pawn figure in Blender. This is going to be an easy project, and it's a small piece of a larger project that I'm working on. But today we're going to focus on our modeling skills. Whether you want to create a classic chess pawn or a more stylized version, this tutorial will walk you through the process step by step. And we're also going to be using PureRef, which is a free and open source application to display reference images. So I made a tutorial on that before. If you're interested, definitely check that out. PureRef is great. We're going to be using Blender today to make the modeling process smoother and more efficient. So let's dive in and start creating.
To begin with, I have PureRef open on the left-hand side, and these are all of my reference images. And on my right-hand side, let's go ahead and create a new Blender file. New, general, don't say. So to begin with, I'm going to go ahead and delete everything in my scene. Let's add a, let's see, where do we start here? I think there's a couple different ways to do this. But just look at this one, I think we can do this pretty easily with two shapes, a sphere and a cylinder, and then we can build this neck piece in between. So let's do that. Let's go with a cylinder. I'm just going to crank up the vertices, shade smooth, and reduce the scale on the z-axis. And then we're going to do a sphere on top. Let's go UV sphere, shade smooth, scale, so I'm going to go S, 0.5, and that's going to scale down by 50%. Move it up on the z-axis by going GZ. Yeah, and I'm just going to click the side right here and take a look at that. Let's take a look at, refer back to my references. Kind of like this one, but this is not bad either. I think this is the one I'm going for. And maybe we'll scale it down just a little bit more. And maybe move it up a tad bit. Cool. So now, let's tab into edit mode, select this outer ring here with option click, and then we can click I for inset. And that should be good. Now we're gonna tap I for inset and just push it in just ever so slightly, and then E to extrude. And for this, I'm gonna want to make sure that I turn on proportional editing. Oh, so I go G to grab, and now we can use our proportional editing to our advantage. Tap Z so we stay on that Z axis. I'm just gonna go into side view. Here, I think we need to. There's a couple different ways that you can go about doing this. I think one way to do this is just to. So with this inset, I think there's a few different ways we can approach this, and one of which is just to extrude this. So let's go ahead and extrude this about halfway. Let's go ahead and extrude this. I just want to go about that far and then scale it in. Extrude some more. Do the same thing, scale it down. Extrude some more. And that's not looking too bad. Let's just add some geometry there. We'll go subdivision surface modifier. Let's smooth things out. You can see right away we have these ripples, and that's because there's not enough geometry there. So let's go ahead and add some more. So tap into edit mode. Command R for a ring cut. Maybe one up top, one at the bottom. And the closer that this ring cut goes to the other edge, then the sharper that edge is going to be. So we're going to make this one pretty sharp. And you can see there's still some ripples at the bottom, so let's fix that now. Option click to select the ring, hide inset. We'll do that a couple times. We just want to make sure there's geometry down here. And the one thing that I like to do is Command F. One thing I like to do, if you click F, that will fill this selected face with geometry. Option F. And then you have some options down here, so preview fill, off or on. We can leave that off for now. Typically, I want to do that, but because this image is so small and there's so little geometry here, I don't think that's going to slow us down too much. Okay, and we have some ripples on top, so let's get another ring cut or two going up top. Let's go into X-ray mode by Command X, Option X, Control X. Nope. Let's go to X-ray mode. Let's go into X-ray mode with Option X, with Option Z. Now let's add a ring cut up top. Let's add one more just to make sure we're in good shape. Now, referring back to our references, I think it's pretty good. I just feel like this connects here a little bit too snugly. So we need to find a way to combine these two pieces of geometry between this bottom cylinder and this top sphere so that this edge is not quite so sharp. There's a couple ways to do it, but one way that I think we can do this pretty easily is just to cut a hole in here. So the first thing we're going to do is add a loop cut right about where the cylinder hits the sphere. Right there's good. Then we can hide the cylinder for a moment, and we're going to cut out all this geometry on the inside. So one thing to do is select this ring, and then Command plus to expand that selection, Command X, click delete, cut the faces, to remove the faces, boom. So now we have to do the same kind of thing with the cylinder. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we have a ring cut right about there. So we want to make sure that these edges are aligned as much as possible, which they look fairly close right now. So let's go ahead and bridge those together. Let's turn off X-ray mode and let's select this edge with Option click and then Option Shift click. Option Shift click for the edge of the sphere. So Option click for the edge at the top and Option Shift click for the edge at the bottom. Now if you right click, new faces from edges. If you right click, we can go fill. You can see we created some faces there. Now we can tab out into object mode. You can see there's still some things not quite right with this, so let's add another loop cut here. We can push that right up, tab out to object mode. Let's take a look at this. And that's not too shabby. If anything, I may add another subdivision surface just to make sure everything is extra smooth. Just save my file. And we can move on to texture. So let's say, so let's see what colors do we have. These are nice and bright. You can see that they're plastic, so let's go ahead and add a new material. And the color, let's go with this bright red to begin with. That's like a classic pawn color. So I'm just going to select a red. You can see there's quite a bit of reflection here, so I'm going to turn on the subdivision surface just a little bit. And make it a darker red on the inside. And then I'm going to take the roughness down to somewhere in there. Let's check out in render mode. Okay, obviously there's no lights on here, so there's a few things I'm going to do here first. Let's make the background just all black. Hide our overlays, then let's add some light into our scene. So let's go with point light. You can see, and another one here, maybe further in the back. And then I think we can, let's go ahead and add a area light to the top of the scene, just to give it some overall light. I think we need a couple more though, so let's go ahead and duplicate this, rotate it 45 degrees. Duplicate that, let's see one on the other side, rotate rotate negative 90, GZ, this is going to give us our third lighting point, which I think might make more sense. Let's add this right up front, so G45, nope. So let's rotate this, reposition, straight on, and let's get a camera in there, so camera, right there. Obviously we need to rotate this 90 degrees on the X axis, and I'm going to jump into camera view, and let's move this up a little, frame this how we want it.
So we have some good drama here, but I think overall, I'm going to want some more light in the scene so that it's a little bit brighter. So I am going to take my background color and just push this up a little to let some light in. And then as I look at this, I'm not sure that I'm crazy about the subdivision surface, so let's turn that down to 0. Or let's turn it down lower, maybe 0.1. That's fine. And now what I want to do is render this out without the background. So let's go ahead and change the settings here. So we'll go 1080 by 1080. So now we have a square to work with. We push it nice and tight to frame this up. So this is cycles. And this is Eevee. And they look pretty comparable to me. So I'm going to go Eevee just to save some render time. Let's turn on. We don't need ambient occlusion. We don't need bloom. We don't need a lot of anything here. I'll turn on screen space reflections. And let's make sure we render this out without a background. So we need to go to film, turn on transparency. Now we can save this and render it out. So now let's compare this rendered image to our reference, which is this guy here. You can see there's some subtle differences, but overall it's pretty close. I'm happy with this, so I'm going to render this out in 6 different colors. And I hope this helped. Thanks for tuning in to One More Push. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and check back often because there's a lot more to talk about.